Chapter 46. Dr. Ileana Martinez did not plan on spending her Christmas vacation like this. She should have been home with her mother and grandmother, preparing for the holiday meals and the coming of Dios de los Reyes Magos, the Day of the Three Kings. She could have been making el arroz y las orejas, rice and peas, chuletas picantes de cerdos, spicy pork chops, or baking pan fresco y panteles, homemade bread and cake. Instead of this, she had always received compliments from family members and friends on her cooking. When she brought those foods to las fiestas, everyone rejoiced. Ileana should have been talking with her little sister, Gabriela, about the young woman's first year of residency. The pulmonary surgeon knew how stressful an intern year could be. Medical school was now behind her sister, and an unknown world of medicine lay ahead for the recent graduate. She wanted to listen to Gabriela's experiences and offer her help and opinions in the process. But the moment Jorge and she had arrived, the entire Luna Cruz family had refused their help. They had forced the couple out of the house. The family had insisted Ileana spend the day with her husband. So here she was. Ileana looked around at all of the clouds and streaming sunlight. The Latina marveled at the serenity of the Mexican skies. She heard the rippling sounds of the colorful parachutes above her head as air whizzed past her face. Its rushing sounds heightened her excitement. This was Ileana's first time parasailing. It had not been her idea, but she was pleased that she hadn't refused. Es increíble, simplemente rabiosa. She rejoiced, glancing at her husband seated beside her. I feel like I'm flying. We are, smiled Jorge. The skies are ours, he said, thrilling at the feeling of freedom. He was moving through the air, gliding along without assistance from anyone or anything. His wheelchair was far below him, tucked away in a truck. Jorge felt like a complete man. He looked at his incredible wife. He admired the twinkle in her eye as she observed the beaches below. He loved exposing her to different sports, ways they could interact together without the use of his legs. He wasn't going to let his accident cripple him. He wasn't going to allow the drunk driver who'd hit him destroy his life. No, Jorge had lived through that terrible day and the months of recovery that followed for a reason. He was also married to an exciting, beautiful pulmonary surgeon for a reason, because he wanted her, and he had fought so hard to keep her at his side. He hadn't given up when the doctors informed him that he was paralyzed from the waist down, or that he'd never experience a sexual orgasm again. He'd struggled with those truths as well. He was a husband, and it was his duty as a man to fight for their relationship. So he'd spoken to doctors, all kinds of specialists, ones that dealt with mental depression, those that treated paraplegics, and every sexual therapist he could find. He searched, and it seemed endless, but he wouldn't give up. And then Jorge Martinez came up with a plan. He found new ways to seduce his wife. He discovered different things that they could do together, physical activities that they both could enjoy. He loved swimming, racing cars, rock climbing, hiking, and now parasailing. He also enjoyed having sex with his wife. His first doctors were wrong. His old life had not ended. It had simply changed, just like so many things in life eventually did. And he still was able to have orgasms with the woman he loved. Jorge was also very capable of giving his wife as many as she wanted. Their sex life was hot, volatile. Feliz Navidad, mi amor, Jorge shouted to his wife above the rushing sounds of air as they descended the skies. Merry Christmas, Ileana. You are the perfect woman for me. She smiled at hearing his words and looked briefly from the clear green waters below. They were gliding towards the translucent seas with its amazing colorful fish. Why do you say that? I have done nothing special. That is not true, mi amor. Mi cariña. You are my miracle. You give me joy each time I wake up to your beautiful body resting beside mine in the morning. I think of how you've stayed by my side through the difficult times. That is not a miracle, but love, my darling. I simply love you, she smiled. Then love is a miracle, he said softly as he observed his wife and all the beauty surrounding her.